Guys, this is episode number 5, and today we are with the man himself, Gilbert Ernest, and let's hear more about him.
Well, Kazim, thanks for inviting me to this podcast. Gilbert Ernest, my name is, as you know, and I'm the managing director of a international logistics company called GE International Forwarding. We've got branches here in Australia. We've got branches in Europe, in Czech Republic, and I'm working on a few other things. Maybe in the near future we'll have an office in Dubai, and maybe another one in Thailand. So the company is growing. It's 13 years old, and started with nothing, and now it's growing. So I'm happy to be here and tell my story, and give some advice to some young people that might otherwise, not believing in their capabilities, So look at me, I've got no big academic certificate, never been to the uni, my highest class was, high school. And, it never stopped me. It's in the end, life is what you make it. It's all in your mind. And you got to learn from your mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, in 67 years. So,
It'll be very nice to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And also, thank you so much for accepting to be on this podcast. I know you just landed a few days ago. You had this 1 month travel all across the world.
Yes.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. It hasn't always been like that, but yes, living the dream now.
That's amazing. So how about we go to the founder's story? So if you don't mind telling me what was the moment that you realized that, hey, it's enough, let me start something of my own, and what pushed you to be who you are today?
Well, circumstances. Before I started my business, I was your normal, day-to-day guy, white picket fence, let's get married, have a house, kids. I was working with a shipping line, earning 6 figures. I was snug, took things for granted. But life then all this came down with a big crash. I lost my job, and my wife divorced me, and, I lost my house. I lost everything. All I had was, the clothes on my back. And that, that was a difficult period because after losing my job, I couldn't get another job at all. I couldn't get in a job because people were telling me I'm too experienced for the job they had for me.
You're too good.
Yeah. And others were telling me I was too old. So excuse me. I went through a period there where I was unemployed for about 6 months, just living with friends. And then one day I got a job. I managed to get a job into freight forwarding. I worked with this guy for 3 years. And for 3 years, this guy was, what's the word? He was a horrible person. He was a horrible person, He was fighting with clients. He was fighting with shipping lines. He was fighting with agents, and made my life very difficult because I had to pick up the pieces after him.
Yes.
Right? So, I brought him a lot of clients, and he pissed all of them off, And in the end, a very important client, which is going to become my first client, he pissed him off, and the guy, he said, okay, they had a, what do you call that? They had an argument, and he said to the person, hey, if you don't like it, you can take your cargo and go. So the next morning, the client came with his trucks and took all his cargo and everything from the warehouse and left.
Yeah.
And then about 2 weeks later, he rings me, and he said, hey, what are you doing? Excuse my French. He said, what are you doing working for that dickhead? And I said,
Yeah.
well, I just lost my job. I need a job, at my age, I need a job because, yeah, that's why. And he said, well, have you thought that, do you realize you are the heart and soul of his company? No one knows him. They all know you, And I said, yeah, that's true. He said, then why don't you start your own business? I said, my God, I don't have money. I need money to start a business, right? And he said, what money do you need? I said, well, because in our industry, you have to pay the shipping line up front. You have to pay everything up front. So I need cash flow. And he said, that's all right. I'll give you all my business. And, I'll pay you no credit. I'll pay you up front as well.
Wow.
And I said, no, I'm not so sure. So let me think about it. So at that time, my mother was sick in Mauritius. So I took this opportunity to resign because I was really not happy with working for that guy. He was a horrible person. So I resigned and I said I went to Mauritius to visit my mother who was sick, right? And on the plane back, I was thinking, the word of this guy was, resounding in my head. Yeah, I am the heart of soul of this company, right? So I think I'm going to do it. So I came back to Melbourne and I registered a company. And I needed money to buy computers, so I borrowed some money from my sister in England, and I put those two chains. I pawned them.
Oh.
I pawned them to have money to start this company. So yeah, I started the company with this one client, and then he started introducing me to other clients, and other clients were happy, introduced me to others. This is how my business grew.
Amazing. Do you mind if I ask a few numbers?
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind telling us how much is your business revenue?
Revenue?
Yeah, like this year.
You mean turnover?
Yeah.
Turnover a year, it's it's between 8 and 10 million.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes bad circumstances lead you to good. And sometimes, when I personally think that, why this bad thing happened to me, then at the end of the story, you see that was the reason that pushed you out of this thing, and, all the good things happened and followed that.
Because now I look at the people I used to work with, at the time, and they're all still working for someone else, and they're all unhappy in their jobs.
Yeah.
They're all, getting old. Some younger guys than me. They look much, much older than I am, and they're not fulfilled. They're not fulfilled because they're doing something that they don't really want to do. They're doing something that they have to do by necessity, whereas me, I'm doing something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah, that's make the difference. Yeah.
I'm passionate about this. When things go wrong, it's all, I was telling to someone the other day, life is all in your mind. Life is in your mind. There's a saying that says, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
That's true. If you think you're going to be poor, you will be poor all your life. If you think you're rich, you will be rich. If you think you're strong, you will be strong. When you lose everything like I did, I lost absolutely everything. There's no other way to go but back up. When you're drowning, when you reach top, rock bottom, only one thing to do is kick and go back up. And I could have chosen to, like a lot of people would have done and do in my circumstance, turn to alcoholism, turn into self-pity, but no. I'm a fighter. I'm stubborn, I'm a fighter, and I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
I always think there's something better around the corner. There is something better around the corner. You can't live your life in pessimism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
There's this thing that they say that for me personally, when it hits rock bottom, I always remember this saying. It says that when you when you're thinking that something is very, very bad, it's not really that bad.
it's not really that bad.
And when you're thinking that everything is very, very good, it's not
really
that
that
good.
Yeah.
It's like this other guy. I'm really bad with names. I need to remember those names more. There was another guy. He was, I think, a Greek emperor. So he always had someone in the background, and whenever in the meeting other generals are praising him, they would come close to their ears and say that you're just a man. You're just a man, right? So it's just how you look at it.
Yeah. It's how
It
you
can
look
be
at it.
bad, but it can be even worse than bad.
Exactly. I mean, I live my life by this saying from the Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama says, if you have a problem, don't worry. Look at it. Is the problem fixable? Then instead of worrying, find a way to fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the problem. Is it fixable? No. Well, whether you worry or not, you're not going to fix it. Right? So don't worry. If you can't fix it, don't worry. Take it. Take a deep breath, take it in, accept. But if you can fix it, fix it. So don't waste time worrying about things.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Like, I used to think that I'm very, very hard worker. Then I had this mentor, and he was my boss back in Malaysia. This guy was managing 40 commercial projects at the same time, and he was doing all this interior design, construction, renovation. So one guy was managing 40 other projects. So me, I was stuck in one. And I'm like, hey, I'm working too hard. Then until I see him work hard, then I noticed that there's two differences, right? One is you doing the really hard work, or one you thinking you're doing the hard work.
Yeah.
For example, I might think that, hey, I'm working 24/7. I haven't seen other people working 24/7. Like, there are levels to being efficient, there are levels to getting things done. Overthinking. A lot of entrepreneurs are having this.
Yeah.
Once they achieve certain level of success, they're like, hey guys, let's go party.
Yeah. Well, I look at myself. I mean, hard work doesn't mean waking up at 5 o'clock and going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. To me, that's not hard work. Depends what you're doing. What are you doing? What's the hard work? Doing the hard things, taking the hard decisions, and you got to work efficiently.
Yeah.
Right? Efficiently. I mean, some people work long hours because they're not working efficiently.
Yeah.
Right? So, a lot of people overthink. They overthink things. They overthink problems. They keep, running, I don't know, some images in their mind, and that's what make them, in the end, they're overloaded. I'm overloaded with work, right? But I always take time off, 1-2 hours. And, sometimes I just go and walk my dog. Sometimes I just go and tap my guitar and play some music.
Yeah.
So you got to switch off sometimes. When you're too much in one thing, you become too involved. You don't see the big picture.
Yes.
You got to take a step back.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I know a lot of these things I'm saying, people might say, it's not easy to do. It is easy to do. You just to have the right frame of mind.
What's the matrix? How do you stay efficient? And, I think that the smarter you are, the more your brain goes all over the place. So how do you make sure that it stays in there throughout the day and you're staying efficient?
But you have to focus. Go for one thing at a time. One thing at a time. And at work, I always tell my staff, I don't have time to do this. Why? What are you doing? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. I said, well, look at it. This one can be done in a couple of hours. This one needs to be done right now. This one in 5 minutes. Prioritize.
Yeah.
right? Put your priorities in line, put your ducks in a row, right? So it's the
Yeah.
first thing first, and focus. Finish that one, get on to the other one. Bang, bang, bang. You know, otherwise you're all over the place. You're all over the place. That's when you are overworked and overloaded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They say that individuals like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, there is this thing, I was watching a clip. It says about noise and signal ratio. So we got a lot of noise around us.
Yeah.
But like you said, you got to focus on one thing, cut the noise, stay away from that.
Yeah.
It's easier said than that. You get a notification on your Instagram, 10 minutes, you're swiping. Hey, I'm at this.
Yeah, turn the Instagram off. You know, I'm going to ask you one question now. What's the most dangerous and most powerful weapon on earth?
Now,
Ever, always has been, always will be the most powerful weapon, most powerful asset you can have.
attention.
No?
We got hitch.
Yourself.
No, it's knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge,
Yeah.
right? It's knowledge. You got to know when you're in a field, right? You got to know everything. You have to make sure you know everything about that field.
Yeah.
You know, some of it you acquire with experience, like myself, right? But now, my industry, I know it like the back of my hand, you know, and I'm competing against the big multinationals, and I'm winning
Yeah.
because the big multinationals, their employees are just, you know, they employ anyone and everyone, you know, just, you know, some people that are not experienced enough or knowledgeable enough, you know, and I walk into a client, I know what I'm talking about, you know, and I would, 9 times out of 10, I would walk out with the business at a higher price than the big multinationals are offering, you know,
That's,
because I show the client that I know what I'm talking about.
yes.
I'm not just there to blow, you know, smoke in his ears and say, hey, give me your business. No, I tell him why. I tell him why he needs to pay me a bit more.
Yeah.
Right? And 9 times out of 10, yes, they say yes.
Absolutely.
You know?
So this now touches with the skill of sales. Once you're doing business, it means you're either providing a service or a product or something of very high value.
Yeah.
What is your number one principle for salesman like myself, Hitch, and a lot of other business owners?
Okay. Like I just said, number one, knowledge.
Okay, number one, knowledge.
You have to know your field. You have to know what you're selling. And second, passion.
Yeah.
You have to be passionate about that service that you're offering. You just with these two, knowledge, passion, and you have to be able to back your service up as well.
Yeah.
Right? You have to show, back it up. Back it up by either don't be scared to use references from other happy clients. And when you in front of the client, just be passionate. Be you know. You know what? I'm tell you a story.
Yes.
This client that, you know, my first client that I had, he used to pay for all the freight, all the expenses, what he got. And then the seller said, no, from now on, we will pay for the freight. We will use our freight forwarder. So he tells me that, and I said, wow, okay, so I'm going to lose this business. And I said to him, hey, can you give me the contact of that guy that makes a decision there? See, he gave me, and he's sitting in El Paso, this guy is in El Paso. And I said, put in a good word for me, you know, tell them that, you know, I know all your deliveries here, etc., etc. So I sent this guy an email, and I said to him, you know, this is who I am. You know, I know your buyer very well. We were doing all his business. I know all his setup. We're set up for all his deliveries and all that, etc. And I'd like you to give me the opportunity to quote you on the business. And he replied, yes, send me a quote. So I sent him a quote. And the next day, I bought a ticket. I went to El Paso.
Action.
I went to El Paso. And I'm in El Paso. I give him a call. And he said, this is who I am. I sent you an email yesterday with some rates. I said, I'm in El Paso now, and I'd like to, if you would allow me to come and see you. He said, what, you're in El Paso? I said, yeah. He said, oh, right, I thought you were in Australia. I said, yeah, no, I just arrived this morning.
Yeah.
So I went there, talked to him, and he said to me, he said, you know, you came all this way for me? I said, no. He said, why? I said, well, this was my first piece of business. If I lose this, I might as well just close my... That's 2 years after I started.
Yeah.
2 years after I started. I said, if I lose this, I might as well, you know, close my business up. And, you know, and I said, I'm passionate about this product. And I will tell you what the product is in me. I said, I'm passionate about this product because it's growing in Australia. I like it. All my friends like it. Everyone I know like it. And I want to be part of this. I know you guys are growing. I want to be part of this. You know, and, you know, and I assure you, I will give you the service you deserve because I am doing this now for your buyer and nothing will change. I will continue the same thing. He said, you know, the freight forward I'm using, I've been using them for 10 years. He said, I saw the rep when he came to sign the contract. In 10 years, I haven't heard from him. I haven't seen him at all. He said, you came all the way to come see me?
Inshallah.
He said, okay. He shook my hand. He said, you can have the business.
Easy. Yeah.
You know?
Love it.
So you got to do things differently as well.
Yes.
Do things differently. Like one thing I hate, you know, when I know people are pitching, using sales pitch on me, I hate that. I really, really hate that. It makes me close up. You know, that you got some people bring you, where would you like to be in 5 years' time? Oh, no, come on, drop this. Drop this. You know, ring me, tell me who you are, what you're selling, and telling me, can we have a conversation and to see if you might need my services or if I can help you with your business. Don't tell me, ask me in a stupid sales pitch. You know, it doesn't work anymore, especially in this world where everything is online and all that. It doesn't work anymore. You got to do things differently.
Absolutely.
You got to show people, hey, I'm in business. I don't want to get your business for one day. I want to become your partner.
Yeah.
I tell all my clients, I'm not your service provider. Consider me as a partner. I'm a partner in your business. You know?
Love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Let's grow together. Let's, you know, if I help you grow, I'm growing too.
Yeah.
If I help you make money, if I help you save money, I'm making money.
Absolutely.
Right? So, you got to just do things differently.
It reminds me of my story. I have a story, but this is totally different. So, in Malaysia, after I was doing my master's, top of the class, a straight A student, then I started working at Microsoft. That's the moment after 6 months I noticed I hated it. The corporate. Now, I'm not saying bad things about every corporate, but there it's all about toxic environment. They talk behind you. Whoever is throwing themselves either out, everyone is trying to point finger at you. And because I think most of these business owners, they come with a different personality, like you just said that. They're not in the normal average people. So after that, I noticed that I sent an email and I explained that I resigned and I started flipping cars. So for the cars, in 8 months, I sold 14 cars in Malaysia, knowing no Malay, the language. The reason I started learning Google Translate all the Malay words, and sometimes there was this client that wanted my car, And each car, I had it for 1 week and I had to sell it. So this guy was all the way in Malacca and I was in Kuala Lumpur. So this is around 3 hours drive. And it's around 8 at night. He's like, hey, I need this for my son. How's the car? I said, the car is in a very good condition. But hey, how about this one? You will never get this, but how about I drive it right now to you? And there's these restaurants that are 24/7 open in Australia. They're called Makan. So you go, you eat, right? The restaurants. I said, it's okay. You have a look at the car. You don't like it. You just have a glass of tea. Then I come back, no problem. It worked. After that, my sales was crazy. I'm like, hey, you sit at home. I bring the car. You don't like it, I'll drive it back.
That's it. That's something different. You know, others don't do that.
And everyone else, they're like 9 to 5. You need to come to our showroom and look at this second-hand car. Too much. So,
You know, especially if you're competing against Gen Z, right?
yeah, easy.
It's easy. Another story. I was arguing with the shipping line. I was saying to the shipping line, I said, hey, I do a lot of business with you. I've never seen a rep because I've got other business that I want to talk to you about. Who do I talk to? To a representative, right? So they said, yeah, okay, here's the email of our rep. So I sent this guy an email and I said, could you come out and see us so we can talk business? He replied to me, he said, I'm sorry, can we do a Zoom meeting because you are too far?
Yeah.
You are too far and I will spend too much time in traffic coming to you. Let's do a Zoom meeting. I went back and told you, let's not.
Yes.
You can forget about getting any business from me.
Yeah.
What kind of attitude is that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is a very bad attitude. Clients want to see you, go and see clients.
Yeah.
Get your ass there. Come on. Who cares if it takes 2 hours? It might take you 2 hours when you might have $1 million business, right? So you don't. That's what happens.
So many people are distracted. They're lazy.
Yeah.
Just take over.
Yeah. They want to do everything online. Come on. So it's getting like that. I mean, even shipping lines now, they don't want to deal with you. It's all online. They've got their accounts that's sitting somewhere in India.
Yeah.
They've got their back office sitting somewhere in Philippines.
It's just like ghost.
Yeah.
It's just like ghost.
So it's getting like that. But, people that will still do the face-to-face will have a great advantage.
Yes. Yeah. And especially now that there's lots of AI everywhere.
Yeah.
So the whole market, everything is oversaturated by fake digital content.
It is.
So the one that I think that sometimes the lower the quality of your videos, the better it's going to perform because,
Of course.
with AI everywhere, it looks too much polished.
Yeah.
That's a very important thing, absolutely. I think we were very blessed that we were brought up by our parents. Sometimes we got a beating.
I know.
Even for bad manners, like, hey, you cannot do this in front of elders. And that has stayed with us, and that's why we are doing good in business. Yeah. We go to an elder, we always look at them, we wave, we respect. This is something that's missing in the industry, right? Yeah. I just don't want your money without paying respect to you.
Yeah, of course.
I want to respect you first.
Yeah.
If you see me worthy, then let's do business.
I know. You got to earn people's respect.
Absolutely.
So, when I was growing up, there's no way I'd say anything to reply to my dad if he told me something, You wouldn't dare,
Yeah.
You wouldn't dare, but he's like strict. When grown-ups are talking, kids stay quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Recently, I'm coming to this realization that if you want to know someone, even your friend, do business with them.
Yes.
Is it right or not?
Right.
It's just something that when I work out, I think of new ideas because recently a couple of incidents happened that they're very good friends, that the moment we start business, we see that they're not responsive, they disappear, they do bad with the job, and respect itself, goes out the
When there's
window.
money involved, then the true friends. Yeah.
So, let's do business.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do business. I'm ready.
Okay, guys. This was not the whole point of the podcast, right? Don't tell me. Yeah, okay. We are gonna do business, hopefully. All right, okay. So now jumping to the second point.
Okay.
The amount of knowledge
Actually-
and experience.
Actually, before you jump to second part,
Yes.
like I said, I mean, I started my business from a place, you know, where I was down and out,
Yes.
right? And so I co-wrote a book with 6 other people called The Logistics Legends.
The logistic legends. I like it.
It's on Amazon. It's like a $1 now on Amazon. There's 7 stories in there of people who, out of nothing, created a business that's, you know, successful, that's going places. And young people, if you're going to start a business or whatever, it's good to read it.
Yes.
Because there it shows you that, hey, you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it. You just have to believe that you can do it. So it's a very good book if people can read it.
Logistics
The
legends.
Logistics Legends. It's on
like
Amazon. Yeah.
I like it. Very nice. Okay, so my principle, the name of the podcast is Pillars of Power. And I personally think that it's around 3. So it's like an umbrella term: mindset, fitness, and money. So money is business, mindset is every belief that you have, like the resilience that it comes with, and how you're looking, everything that, you know, it's like the software for the computer.
Yeah.
Then fitness is really important.
Yes.
So now we're jumping into the fitness and diet. So what I learned from you, we were together in Rosebud, right? Yes. And you're the first person who said Shilajit. I found that.
You found Shilajit?
I found it and I used it.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, they descended. My family, they traveled to Afghanistan. They brought it from there. So no chemical, nothing. It's just pure.
Pure Shilajit.
And I started having it, and the energy was crazy.
Yes.
So I was just, and you know, it makes your body heat up, right?
Everything, yeah. It's like pure energy.
Here, is there any side effect to that? Some people they say that hey, your kidney this that.
No.
I started
it's
taking
natural.
this.
It's 100% natural.
Do you take it?
Yeah, I take it, you know, and yeah, I love it.
What are the other things that we can add to be more productive, more focused? Does the Shilajit?
Shilajit is ashwagandha is good.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha is good for, you know, it relaxes you. It's like de-stresses you, keeps you focused. Yes. And ginseng.
Sorry.
Ginseng is good. I mean, people think ginseng is, ginseng. I thought ginseng. No, yes and no.
Let's go past
yes
it.
and no. I mean, ginseng gives you energy. Ginseng is very good.
You're one of the first people that told me about grounding too.
About what?
Grounding.
Grounding?
Yes. So you said that in the morning, and then I actually did it for 1 or 2 months. I had my Shilajit in a hot water. I mix it. I go facing the sun, take off my shoes on grass or on ground, and I just have it and think about what I'm gonna do today.
Yeah.
Very productive.
Yeah, it is productive. Sometimes, you know, simple things, just keep it simple. It's good, you know. It's good to be grounded with nature. You know, it's in the end, you know, that's where we come from. You know, we all come from nature, from the ground, from, you know, and yeah, grounding is very good.
There's certain people that they have tapped into a different kind of smart. Are these things a part of it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, I think, you know, these days, social media is responsible for a lot of people's, so it's a very bad influence on people.
Yeah.
You know, people use social media for the wrong things. I mean, look at young girls on Instagram. You know, they all put the filters and taking their photos. And then when you see them, they don't look anything like it.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, social media is a scourge.
At the same time, it's a very powerful tool.
It is. I mean, it's too powerful. It's too powerful because when something is powerful, if it's not used properly, it's a disaster, right? It's like a nuclear bomb. A nuclear bomb is good, but if it falls in the wrong hand,
That's it.
that's it. So social media in the wrong hands. I mean, look how many. Like for example, I mean, I'll probably be going to be crucified for saying this. Look at this whole transgenderism.
Yeah.
You know, they're pushing it on social media like no tomorrow. You know, and to me, you know, there's only two genders.
Yeah.
I respect you if you want to think you're a girl. You can. I've got no problem with that. But don't ram it down my throat and tell me, you know, that men can have children now these days. You know, this is ridiculous. And social media, they're pushing it like no tomorrow. They're normalizing it,
Yeah.
you know, and they're showing things like fat is beautiful. No, fat is not beautiful. Fat is
Unhealthy.
unhealthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unhealthy. Instead of
It's diabetes.
instead of saying, okay, I believe in you, you can do it, you can lose weight, do this to lose weight, we'll help you lose weight. We're saying, no, you're beautiful. Others are idiots. They did not see your beauty. No, you're lying to these people, right? They're lying. It's not beautiful. It's unhealthy.
Absolutely.
You know?
Do you know that recently they have it in kids' cartoons too?
I know.
In the kids' cartoon, there's like, hey, my daddies are here.
Yeah,
My mommies are here.
yeah. You know.
And they're trying to normalize it and then make it all
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy.
And then, you know, so many parents, they don't know that and they're too distracted trying to bring in money, right?
Yeah.
Because they're working 9 to 5, they're exhausted, they come back. They are not as enthusiastic as business owners, although their life is very challenging.
Of course.
So they're mentally exhausted. They come back, hey, get this iPhone, get this iPad.
And you know, and the government is not helping. You know, we got a leftist government, especially in Australia, leftist government in Melbourne, and they are pushing those things as well because they're just pushing for votes,
Yes.
right?
Like
So
who
they
has
just, you
Pride
know,
Month? Whole month is Pride Month.
Yeah. Why?
You need to
Why?
have religion month.
Yeah.
Taking care of everything is one day,
The
one day,
Veterans
one day.
Month, the Veterans Month, people that died for this country.
Absolutely.
You know? People that fought for this country.
Firefighters, police.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Pride. I mean, you know, you want to be gay. I mean, my uncle was gay, and I've got nothing against gays, but no need to, you know,
Hurt people.
tell people it's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. I mean, you know, yeah.
These are crazy.
This is a
crazy.
very dangerous topic now.
Absolutely. I think there's a certain agenda behind it,
There is.
and big corporations are behind it at the same time too.
Yeah, I mean, the divide to conquer, right? So because they know some people will raise against it,
Yeah.
and you know, just while people are busy arguing with each other, they are
Yes.
seeing what's really happening.
Yes.
So yeah.
So for to come back to the fitness, for fitness, diet is really important and certain
Diet.
activities, right?
Yes.
I still believe there are certain other things that are very good. Like I've started taking magnesium at night, and in the morning I'm fully rested. So what I'm trying to ask, the amount of knowledge and experience you have is crazy. So imagine you want to build this, you know, the next UFC fighter, the next warrior. How will you manage and engineer the diet and the exercise? The mindset we have already covered.
Well, if you want strength, weight, you have to do weights. Not big heavy weights to become, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but weights, even light weights, high repetition, or even heavy weights, but low repetition. It's good. It gives you strength. It builds, especially for men, leg exercises.
Yes.
Builds your I'm losing my, I'm losing my memory. Your,
Core?
not your core, your hormones. Yeah.
Testosterone.
That's it. Your testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah, you know, it's a yeah. So it testosterone is good. So if you want to be like boxing and all, you got to have a high level of testosterone.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, to build that aggressiveness, to build that resilience,
Yes.
you need it. So diet is good, but a lot of people now these days diet. It's more. You probably heard about intermittent fasting.
Yes.
That's the best you can do. Intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you look at it, I mean, if you look at our ancestors, right, going back to when men first they ate once a day,
Yeah, that's it.
right? They ate once a day because they spend the day doing things, hunting and all. They ate once a day, so you don't need to be eating, all day. Grazing like cows. Cows eat all day, they graze, but just eat the right thing. A lot of protein.
Yes.
A lot of protein. So I wake up in the morning. I have breakfast. Most of the days I don't have lunch,
Yes.
and I have a very light meal at dinner, right? Or but sometimes when I have lunch, I will have a big lunch, and at dinner I will eat only some fruits.
Absolutely.
I will not eat anything heavy before I go to sleep. So
I have done this exercise. It might be controversial, but I don't know. I used to be an Uber driver. So after I quit from another job here in Australia, I was doing Uber just to survive, right? And then I noticed that McDonald's is offering this package. It's called Mac is Smart. You get 2 burgers, you get fries, you get a drink for I think $7 or $9. So in my mind, I'm saving money. I've started taking that, but the life I was feeling was miserable. That away, then I started our own business and everything gone. I totally left all of that. Then until I think 1.5 months ago, I'm like, hey, let me just give it a try. I go back to McDonald's. I had one meal. I couldn't get my mind focused on a thing for 48 hours. For 2 days, I was lost.
yeah,
And this give me this reflection. I was thinking. So back at the time, when there was not so much technology, there was black magic.
yep,
There was potion. What was potion? Something you eat.
yeah,
It was carried to the modern age. So
yeah, of course.
I want to make a video and say that, hey, entrepreneurs, do not eat food. It's okay. Stay away from McDonald's or KFC and things like that. What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, fast food is always not good for you, right? So I cook all my meals. I do have, every now and then I'll have a pizza, things like that. But everything else I cook myself. Even for my dog, I cook for him, and I don't give him dog food that people buy. No. Every night I cook his food. So you need to eat fresh.
Yeah.
Need to eat fresh, and I don't have a fatty diet. I don't like fat foods.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I always eat lean meat, chicken without the skin.
Yeah.
So protein, pure protein, and carbs as well. So when people say, "Oh, too much carb," no, you need carb for energy. If you don't eat carbs, you won't have energy.
Yeah.
Right? Just don't eat carbs and then sit there watch TV all day. So eat carbs and then go for a walk. Take the dog to the park, go for a run, go for a swim. Go to gym. And burn the carb.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but people need carb. And some people they don't. They cut carbs out of their diet, and then they said, I've got no energy, or I'm tired all the time. Of course you will be.
What's the food for brain?
Fish.
Is it?
Fish is good for brain.
How about the fish oils that come? Is it effective?
Yeah. Well, I think so. I don't take it, but yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It will be, but fish, eggs, all is good for brains. But fish, number one.
Okay, another one. What's the good food for sex?
Good food for sex? Well, I don't know. What's a good food
Somebody had to ask that question.
for sex? A beautiful girl.
Yes.
I don't know. Food for sex? Eggs.
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 Banana.
I don't
It's
know.
banana?
Bananas, but eggs definitely. Definitely eggs. You know, when I was growing up, guys, I always heard guys talking, oh, when they were going to go and do the deed, they will have a Guinness and put an egg in the Guinness and drink it.
Wow. Eggs, yeah. Very nice. So, another thing is that you have a good diet. You have a good diet, your mindset is good, then testosterone goes through the roof.
Yeah.
And now we come to the point about monogamy.
All right.
Okay. What do you think with the social norm that now we have, you gotta stick with one and...
Well, like everything, society is supposed to bring order, right? So if you live in a society, you live by certain rules, which people say, okay, it's the right thing to do. But we must not forget who we are. Instinct. The more you go against your instinct, the more miserable you will be, right? And the human being was never meant to be monogamous. No, never. This is why in certain cultures, you can have 4 or 5 wives.
Yes, Muslims.
Not only Muslims. No, not only Muslims. You got the Mormons. Yeah, the Mormons, they can have more than 2 wives, 2 or 3 wives. It's not about, actually that's a fallacy. It's not Muslim religion. It's the Arab culture.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an Arab culture. It's not. It has nothing to do with religion. But the religion accepts it because it came with the culture.
Yeah.
Right. It is a culture. It's a cultural thing. It's not a religious thing. This is where people have a lot of misconception about Islam. Mm-hmm. A lot of things that happen, which people think is Islam. It's not. It's the culture. It's the people behind it. It's the culture. It's the Arab culture that brought a lot. It's like Christianity. A lot of the things you see in Christianity were brought about by the Europeans, right? Their way of thinking. It's from the culture. It's a cultural things which they portray through the religion. But the religion itself is no, it's not like that. But coming back to you, it's not about religion. It's about monogamy, right? So honestly, I don't think the human being was meant to be monogamous. And look, otherwise, if it was, we wouldn't have divorce. We wouldn't have people cheating, right? People can get married to one woman, all their life, to one person all their lives, but most of them will, at one stage, will cheat.
Yeah.
And that's guaranteed. I'm 100% sure of that. People can tell me no, they would be lying.
Yeah.
They would be lying. Someone, at least once in your life, you get that temptation. That's because it's instinct. It's a human instinct.
I think that's the reason that we survived all of everything.
Exactly.
Because, they want to start procreating.
Yeah. I mean, even in the Bible it says, go forth and procreate. That's the first commandment God gave.
Yes.
He made the humans, and he said, go forth and procreate.
Yes. Don't you think that if we start dividing it, right? A lot of the finance and economy is dependent on that.
Yeah.
Look at all of these casinos and the things and the cars and the houses. They want to have 2, 3 houses, a penthouse here, another. So they're trying to achieve this level of success.
Yeah.
where they can have attention of all the women.
Oh, I mean, exactly. Exactly. I mean, you look like Hugh Hefner, you know? and he was open about it. This is the thing, you know, you got to be open about it. I mean, there's nothing to be hypocrite. Saying, getting offended by, you know, what others are doing.
He's doing
but
it.
Deep down inside yourself is, I wish I was Hugh Hefner, you know?
It's like keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot there. They want to cancel someone, then they have a lot of hidden skeleton in their closet. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So many of them happened. There was this BBC reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going around like trying to look very good. Then they found out that he was grooming this very young kid.
You know,
So many things like that.
But that's wrong. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
kids is a no-go. You know, it's a no-go.
So there's a lot of hypocrites, like you said. Yeah, a lot of bad.
It's things, you know, it's things, you know, you can't force it. Well, this is going to go back to religion again now. You can't force people to be celibate.
Yeah.
Right? It's going against your instinct. This is why when, you know, there's these things about, you know, people say Catholic priests are always grooming young boys and all that. That's because they're being forced into celibacy. They can't be with a woman, so they look for sex, for things somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. I mean, sex always ruled the world, right? People can say what they want. It's all, in the end, we all do things for a woman in the end. Look like, you know, the Battle of Troy, he was for because of a woman.
Yes.
Right?
A lot of wars.
Yeah. A lot of wars started because of women. Yeah. Because of love, they call it love. Yeah, you call it love, call it what you want, but in the end, that's what it is.
In my culture, they say most of the blood was shed because of three things. Women, land, gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of it happened around that area.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. You know, and you know, we can say what we want about sex. Pornography, right? A lot of advance in video, online video was made by the porn industry, right? If today we can stream things online, it was developed by the porn industry.
I think one of the first industries that started monetizing internet was porn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they developed a lot of things that we are using today for, you know, for other things. But yeah, they started it. They developed it.
There's a lot of... Yeah. Perfect. How about we take a 5 minutes break? We'll be back. All right. You're back?
We're back.
Yes. Okay. We were talking about the diet and, you know, about the social norm on, you know, the nature of a man and human, right?
Yeah.
So now if we go and, you know, try to put them all into one term and try to assist entrepreneur with the experience that you have, right? What would your advice to the young entrepreneurs be to get to know themselves, to get to know their brain, to do the right thing, to have the right strategy? But if you want to just pass this information to them, what would your words be?
Well, advice, again, my first thing would be knowledge. You want to do something, you want to build rockets, know everything about rockets.
Yeah.
Right? You want to sell cars, know everything about cars. It's knowledge, it's knowing. And also it's taking calculated risk. You got to take risk. If you don't know risk, you don't get anywhere. You don't get anywhere. Don't get settled in a comfort zone. Always, once you settle in a comfort zone, you're going to be okay for a while, and then you lose motivation, and then you lose focus, and then something goes wrong, bang, you got nowhere to go, right? So I would say make sure you don't fall into a comfort zone. Make sure you stay focused on your goals. So you want to start something, start with the end in mind, right? I want to go to the moon. In 5 years, I want to reach the moon. Okay, and then work backwards. What do I need to land on the moon? I need the module, okay? And how am I going to carry that module there? Oh, I need a rocket. Oh, how am I to get the rocket there? I need fuel. What fuel will I use? Come back to now.
Yeah.
Now, okay, then you find the rocket. You find the fuel.
Yeah.
One by one, until you get there. So always start with the end in mind. That's the best thing to do. That's the best thing to do. And then work out, okay, what am I going to do to get there? So first, I'm there on the moon. How did I get there? I got there because I came in landing gear, and work backwards until now, and until you come back to now. Then you work on getting the steps one by one.
Beautiful. This is something very new. Yeah. We'll start thinking that way, and
you can never fail working that way.
Yeah.
And then one other thing you have to ask yourself always, okay, that stage, what are the obstacles that I can have? Oh, this obstacle, how do I get over that obstacle? So at each stage, have a for and against obstacle, the do's and the don'ts, and the obstacle, and the solution. So you work on each stage one at a time, and you'll get there eventually.
Yes. Oh, by the way, you are a part of a band.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm really excited. Just before the break, I was thinking, you must have a lot of beautiful stories. And
about bands? Oh yes, I do have a few.
And what made you start this journey?
Well, I've always loved music. Even when I was a kid, I remember going to back in Mauritius, where I was born. At weddings, they always have bands there at that time. Not anymore. I mean, now they've joined the rest of the world where they have DJs. But in my days, always bands at weddings. And when we went to wedding, I was a little kid, and the whole night I would just stand in front of the band and watch them. And then when they took a break, I would go and bang on the drums and and get told off. I've always and then my grandmother taught me how to play harmonica. Harmonica.
Oh yes. Sorry for English.
Harmonica, and yes, and little by little, I started singing in the choir. And my dream was always to sing in a band. So, and I pursued that dream. My mom never wanted me to. She was dead against. She wouldn't even buy me a guitar when I wanted a guitar. So I borrowed guitar from my neighbor, from guys at school, and started hanging around musicians. And then one of the musicians said, "Hey, we're going to start a band. You want to be part of it?" I said, "Yeah, of course." So we started to be singing in the band, and I remember we played for a meal.
For a meal.
For a meal, yeah. We wanted to play. We just wanted to perform. So people took advantage of us. We were young. I was like 16. So people took advantage of us, and at that time we didn't care, because we were performing, and it was a great feeling performing live. Yeah, and one thing brought to another. Then I stopped for a while. When I got married, I stopped, and then a friend of mine saying, "Hey, there's this band looking for a singer," and I said, "Oh, okay." And they said, "Yeah, because they wanted to do like what retro music. They wanted to do the 60s music."
Yeah.
Right. That was in 1986. So they wanted to do a band for 60s music. And I said, "Okay, maybe I'm interested." So I went there. And they took me in. Yeah. Okay. So what happened after that? we became the #1 band on the island in Mauritius.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, we had a concert. The first concert we had about 300 people there, but we had the press there. The press was there. The next day, the press, big said people that didn't come to this concert missed out, on a good show. So our second concert we did was sold out in the first week.
Wow.
Sold out. On the day of the concert, they had people outside, trying to get last minute ticket. So yeah, we became one of the best bands, and we had big clubs were competing against each other to get to have us play there. So it was a great feeling, and we made an album as well.
Beautiful. What's the name of the album?
It's just called Revival.
Revival.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think you can find snippets of it on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it.
Yeah, so you might find 1 or 2 on YouTube. I mean, that was back in the late 80s.
Good time, the golden time.
Good time, yeah. There was no YouTube, none of these things then. You had to no what you call that? No synthesizer.
Yeah.
It was all musicians.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So nothing AI.
Yeah.
All musician, real live musician. It was great. It was fantastic. And then when I came to Australia, I lived in Sydney, and in Sydney I played in a jazz trio there for a while. And then when I came to Melbourne, didn't do anything for about 5 years, and then I had a 4-piece band where we played weddings. Played for weddings. At the time, I remember back in 1997, my friends were laughing at me, said, "Oh, you're just a wedding singer," and we play in pubs and sing. I said, "Okay." I said, "How much money did you make playing music last year?" I made 50 grand playing music.
That's nice.
I made 50 grand playing at weddings. I don't care. Who comes to weddings? It's the same people that go to pubs. It's the same people that go to concerts. Who cares, It's not because you're at weddings that you have to sing, No, you play good music, right?
Yeah.
And we won many awards. We won there's something called the Australian Bridal Industry Awards. We won about 5 times. We won the best entertainment.
Beautiful.
So it's good. So it's a good journey for me. And then in 2019, I got a 10-piece band together, and I changed my style of music to do mostly swing and soul with some funk. And we played, in China, we played in Thailand, in Vietnam.
That's nice. Yeah.
It's good. So I love music. Yeah.
That's lovely. When I first met you, I thought, for me, because there's this first impression, right?
First impression.
I look at you, I'm like businessman, very serious, very detailed, very good at networking. Then I saw you in Roxy singing. I was like, wow, that's an advantage.
It's an advantage.
Yes, like it's like a superpower.
Yeah.
You get 2 faces there.
It's an advantage. I mean, networking. People talk about networking, right? So I do a lot of networking. And they said, "What's the secret of a good networking?" Secret of a good networking is make people remember you.
And
you have to do something that people remembers you, right?
That's it.
If people don't remember you, you haven't networked.
Perfect.
So you got some people, they go to network events and they sit there.
Yeah.
No, come on. Everyone here is coming to networking. They want to meet you. They want to talk to you. They want you to know them. You got to interact. Don't be shy when you go to a network meeting. And people remember me. So I would sit there all night, and all I have to do is get up and sing. That's it. Everyone remembers me.
Yeah, that's it.
So you got to do different things. I always do things differently. I've never followed the norm. I've never ever followed the norm.
Yeah.
Even when I started my business, that was in 2012, which is in the middle of a economic downturn. All my friends tell me, what are you doing? Now you're starting a business? Don't do that, you're going to fail. I said, well, if I fail, I fail. But I've shown myself now,
Yeah.
no one will fire me anymore. No one will fire me, right?
Yes.
If I fail, I fail. And I will start again. Even if I do, I will start again.
Beautiful. If it's you traveling back to when you're 20, let's say you have a time travel machine, you go back to 20, what will you tell your younger self?
I will tell my younger self, do not change a thing.
Really?
Yes.
So everything.
Yeah. Because I'm happy with my life now.
Yes.
I'm happy with my life. I achieved more than all my friends at school. When I was at school, I was this young, timid kid that was bullied all the time. Even my neighbors, even my cousins, in my whole family, I've done much, much better than anyone I personally know. Right? So I wouldn't change a thing.
So you'll go and tell them that I'm proud of you?
Yeah.
Continue. Just keep going.
Keep going. Keep doing the same thing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Keep doing the same thing. No, I'm not one that would cry on spilt milk,
Yeah.
So what happens, happens. In the end, every decision you make brings you to the next step of your life, next phase of your life. It's all a series of decisions, like some people said, how can it be my decision if I die in a car crash? I said, yes, it's your decision to get into the car. It's your decision to take that flight, that crash. It's a decision. You decide to do something, you do it. Yes, I decide, it's a series of decisions, of things that we make that will, get you to the next phase in your life.
I came across this concept that's called multiverse. And it was, I think, back in 2018. I was fascinated by that. And sometimes when I'm sitting doing nothing, I think about it. Okay, in one universe, I never got out of my country, Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's what they say.
In one universe, I stayed with someone I was not supposed to stay. There's so many close calls.
So many variants.
I could have
many variants. But I don't know. I personally, I find this a bit hard to believe, personally. Because there's that thing that people said, the world started last Thursday. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Say, the world started last Thursday. Everything that you thought you've lived, you haven't. Someone programmed that into your mind. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because, I still remember things I was doing when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I still feel the pain when I broke my fingers at certain stage. So I don't believe
ideas.
Yeah?
I like these ideas.
Yeah, I mean, they're
could
fascinating ideas.
Like the movie Matrix.
Yeah.
Like could be living in the Matrix.
Yeah.
If we're just stuck somewhere in the computer.
I think that's a possibility. I think that is a possibility with all that's happening with AI now and, and Meta and the, virtual reality and all that. So that could be real if you want. But multiverse and different, someone.
Yeah.
That I'm not too agreeable with it. Yeah.
See, like we are a player in a game, right?
Yeah, playing a game, I believe.
So we're just a few codes, thinking like, all right, today let's achieve this. Yes.
I mean, this, people are always coming up with conspiracy theory. We never landed on the moon. It was. Why would someone spend that much money just to fool the whole world? You know, it doesn't make sense, right? So it doesn't make sense. You know, a lot of people, especially people that were born well after it happened. I mean, I saw it happen. I was a kid. I was 11 years old when it happened. You know, I watched it on TV live. You know, and they were explaining how, at the time, how they could show it live. There was this company called Cable and Wireless, which had developed all these, you know, wireless connection with the you know, radio waves, etc., etc. So, and we had the big dish here in Parks.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize that. You know, we have one of the biggest satellite dish in the world in Parks. And Parks, the satellite in Parks, they were the one responsible to monitor Apollo 11.
Yeah.
Right? They were the one that, but you know, they, without them, would have lost Apollo 11. We wouldn't know where they were without the satellite dish in Parks. You know, Australia played a big role in that moon landing.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then you got people that were born yesterday say, laughing, this is CGI. But no, there were no CGI in 1969. There was no CGI in 1969, you know?
Yeah. Another question I would ask you is, what is the next big mission you're working on? I know you're working on a lot of big things.
Well,
if you don't mind.
Actually, I don't really like to say what I'm working on.
Okay.
Because I'm old school, you know, I don't want to jinx it.
It takes.
But but I've got a couple of big things I'm working on that's gonna put me on the world stage. Put my company on the world stage. You know, and I will be competing again, like what I say, against big multinationals. So it's going to end up either they're going to buy me off, or they're going to do everything to destroy me. So, but I think if I play my cards well, they will buy me off. You know.
The way you said it, I heard the war drums. It's like war. You're going war.
It is.
Yeah.
You
Business is war, isn't it?
You know, I mean, people don't realize, and they said, oh, we're going against a big corporation. Big corporation, the advantage they have is money.
Yes.
Money. But if you have your knowledge, if you know how to play your cards, you can compete with them easily, you know?
Yeah.
You know, for example, if you want to be a billionaire, all you have to do is find a market in China. Find something in China that the Chinese like, that you know the Chinese will buy. All you have to do is make $1 profit on it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Just make $1 profit on it, and you sell it to 2 billion Chinese. You're right?
Yeah.
But you gotta find that thing that they like.
Yes.
You know?
Study the culture, everything.
Yeah.
I came across this guy. He was a very good hunter, and he told me all of this one. So after a 3-hour conversation about his hunting, you know, knowledge, my conclusion was hunting and business is same.
It's the same.
You gotta know. For example, you want to do hunting a deer. You gotta know their mating season. You know the behavior change. There's that
knowledge.
All of it. Knowledge.
You know, knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is very, very powerful.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Really loved it.
You're welcome.
And if you have anything you want to say to the cameras?
Yeah, I want to say, guys, you know, you've got dreams, pursue your dreams, believe, and never, ever give up. You will succeed.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks really loved it. It's one of the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.